Oh, you're serious? Hello, it's Brian's game night. Please subscribe and ring the bell. Uh, so imagine my surprise. I woke up today to go work at 4 a.m. and I saw some D&D shrill on there reviewing a video. Excuse me, pardon me. That Wizard of the Coast put out. Actually, it was several videos. It's probably about four or five different ones. They were talking about, we'll call it sixth edition. And and so I didn't even watch that video because I don't watch shrills. But I went and I watched it was the one with the player's handbook. There's several. There's the fighter, they go into different classes and whatnot. Now I don't know when they released it. Maybe they released it weeks ago. Fuck if I know. I don't know anything. But I had never seen any of it. Um Cringy. That's the word I'm going to use. Now, I want to preference this. I have a art degree and it's about split evenly between fine arts and design. You can sell anything, even if it's a horrible idea, if you present it right. They're not presenting this right. Where do I begin? Now, interestingly enough, like you could be one of the best artists in the world, but if you're working within something that doesn't fit your art style, like I wouldn't really expect the artist of Mork Borg to be illustrating cereal boxes in that style. See what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong. The scenes depicted in this new art is atrocious to begin with. But I could see if somebody did it the correct way, it probably wouldn't be so bad. Now, I don't know the artist, but the art director, who looks to be about 20, I'd like to see what her degrees are. Anyway, um, I'm trying to I'm trying to think about. Well, first off, I do believe it's digital art. I don't think it's AI art, but it's definitely digital. There's a digital hand in this art. I'm not talking about the covers. I'm talking about the interior art, which they showed a lot in these four or five videos, whatever they are. But I would describe it as Willy Wonka meets D&D on acid. And the best part of that is it's not meant to be. It's meant to be cheerful and kind of geared towards the children, right? But like Beholder smiling. The flump. They show the flump. He's smiling. He has a smile because monsters smile. So I I believe so anyway, they're going in and it's cringy. The art is just cringy and really kind of disturbing, right? Like I was saying, there's a gnome that just has this crazy look on his face. But even worse, there was one picture I really thought, hey, I kind of like that picture until it's a black. I'm going maybe a sorceress or a mage. I don't know what she is, but she's in white. She's all in white. She's a black lady and she's got these glowing eyes. It's all cool. And then I realized she has glasses on. Okay, but it's not like Victorian age glasses or you know it looks like something she went down to the mall. She has modern glasses on. What the I guess, I mean, if you I can imagine here's the thing, I can see you are having a very specific setting if you have such modern, you know, elements added to it. But then the way they act, the way they talk about it, it's not really that kind of a setting. So what is it? I don't know. But oh, the art is so bad. There is a scene, and I wish I could show it to you, but you all know I don't know shit about working these things. There's a scene of a family of orcs, uh, which is now a new. You can now play an orc because half orc just wasn't good enough. You gotta now play an orc. So you can play orc. You can now play Asimar. You can play Goliaths. Oh, a little bit about that later. So this family of orcs, they're smiling. The kid's playing with a toy. Mm, 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 mm. Horrible, horrible. So they oh, and then but even more cringy than the art, and this is important, even more cringy than the art was having I don't remember, there's the interviewer, where the fuck he is, and then Jeremy Crawford and the other one, Perkins. Perkins was in there describing the new rule set. I thought I thought the first one, the one was going to have an orgasm describing it, and I'm thinking, really? For instance, the fighter, like as if they don't have enough, you know, actions. Now they got like 5 or 6 more that they can take within one turn, whatever. So a lot of these sound like they, up the scale on the power level, like you really needed it, right? But what was interesting, um, well, yeah, just awful, absolutely awful. Um, oh, and what was so funny, I caught it. Um, for the barbarian, I don't know, is it pack? It's not packs. It's whatever they get. There was one with a totem. Totem is in the name of it. Basically, you're working with spirits. They changed it. I don't know what to something else like Call the Wild or whatever. And I thought they changed it because it's culturally inappropriate, right? Totems. You think, oh, Indians or something like that. This edition is so, I'll use the word woke. And again, I think you put the right packaging on a turd, it'll sell. But the art, it goes from the cover with the exaggerated anatomy to these inside cringy pictures. I mean, just cringy. Even the alternate covers has the one, there's a gold dragon, they're all standing there. Well, the alternate has the gold dragon hanging out with some adventurers. I'm thinking in the wilderness, they're drinking coffee or tea or something. They're drinking it from coffee cups, right? Oh lordy. Now I had bought fourth edition and then returned it the next day, but at least I had gone out and I said, I'm going to buy it no matter what. I'm curious. No, I'm not doing it this time. It's not worth my time. Even if every rule was amazing and it added to the game, the art is so cringy. I can't look at it. I literally, and it's not poorly rendered. Though I have a feeling it is digital. I don't think it's AI, but I think it is digital or at least digitally assisted. Um, it has this really all this art now that they're coming out with looks stale. Looks real stale. There's no it's devoid of soul. I mean, totally. And well, it reflects the rule set, right? And it definitely reflects the people who are writing it. Jeremy Crawford, I thought he was going to have an orgasm describing what they were going to do. And oh Lord. um, I strongly suggest going out. It's on the Indies official YouTube channel, and they got a big 50th anniversary, logo. But oh man, just listening, I couldn't. I kind of stopped listening to it after about 5 minutes. It was just nauseating. But I fast forward through so I could look at the art, and it was worse. It went from bad to even badder. Yeah, it's like, wow. And again, nothing wrong with it. It's rendered fine. I mean, I would say if you were, creating a game or cereal box covers, be perfectly fine, but not for a now it could be that they've just washed away everybody that's 25 and up, and they're now setting their sights on, the teens and preteens and before preteens, and that might be it. I don't know, but this is a hot dumpster fire mess. And wait, this is just the next day. I have a feeling by the end of the day, there's going to be so many videos on this. But right now, it's all the um, shrills. Right now, they all made videos for it, and they're just, that's amazing. We get to do that. Amazing. The races they're adding Goliaths. What did I say? Goliaths and Azamars and orcs, and it's not good enough to be an Asmar or a Goliath. But now the type of Asmar or giant you are related to gives you kind of a whole set of abilities. Oh, and you'll have feats for your race, and you'll have feats for your class, and you'll have feats for your backgrounds. That's just crazy. I think it has like 75 feats in it. I don't know. That's what I heard one time. And they said the page counts are horrendously high, 500, six, 400 or 500 a piece per book. But yeah, and the thing is, if they just made it a game that stood on its own without the Dungeons and Dragons name, that's the problem. You have an IP. You're either going to uphold it or you'll just destroy it. Disney, right? They are on their way to destroying it. I think and I have feeling they don't care. That's all right. It's their money. That's fine. I just bought Knave second edition, and I was looking at the PDF of that, and I thought, wow, that's really nice. I can't wait to run it. I want to run it or play it. Um, it's a shame too because when you have the intellectual property, you could do all kinds of things, but this is what they're going to do. Now, I think what this means is by putting all this stuff in here, the kitchen sink and everything else, nobody's going to want to play it at the table, or not very many. They'll play it online, right? You'll have the whole thing online. So they're going to go back to what they said they weren't going to do. They are going to do. Yeah, I how cringy that orc family. Oh my god, and the gnome. Oh, and everybody is either a female, a person of color. They all have their hair dye weird colors, like the SJWs do right now. And yeah, it's just like, wow, there's no real fantasy, no real take you out of your world. It's putting you right into this world, the world that right now is on fire. Let's put um our fantasy characters, our fantasy worlds. Oh, and it's also going to be I died laughing when I heard it. It's also going to be now it was pretty interesting the way he worded this. So in the DM's guide, they're going to use the world Greyhawk as an example to build a campaign and make a world and build a campaign around it. And why not? This is the very first one ever done. But they didn't say this was the official setting for it. In fact, I have a feeling this edition does not have a official setting. It will be, I mean, Greyhawk is there, and maybe they will be. I don't know. Maybe they'll have, but I don't think they're going to have like the Greyhawk gods in the book. Maybe they will. I don't know. But the way he worded it, it was very specific that this is an example to build your world on. And I think that'd be a great idea, right? Use the Greyhawk example and all that. Oh, and they're also going to have like an appendix of terms, like what's animathium and what's this from the whole history of the, and that's nice. Some things, some ideas are great ideas, but man, again, if I said, hey, I got this game here named D&D, it's been here for 50 years, and you came to me with that art, you'd be fire. You wouldn't we wouldn't use it. Um, the orc kid laugh. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's happy. Everybody is on a picnic, literally. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I guess if that's what you want your fantasy game. Oh, and they have somebody in a wheelchair. It's there in one of the other illustrations. I anyway. I did this video because I just had to get it out there first. I was, the thing is, being a person of my age, having played the game from almost the very beginning, I moved on. I don't care what you do to the game. There's no legacy. It's a game. And I will play the game I want to play. It may be a D&D book that's 40 years old, or it may be a new game like Knave 2, second edition or whatever, or my own game, which I am still working on. So I don't give a shit. I don't have a horse in this race. But man, talk about a reflection of the times in not a good way. And that is this edition, which I'm still going to call it sixth edition. So anyway, I strongly suggest go and watch the videos because again, I can't show you the artwork, but you'll see it. It is cringy, cringy,